It's gonna be a
Did you
huge.
include any Netflix movie?
Well, I wanted to include When They See Us, but it was a mini series though. You know.
Right.
Oh, y'all, you live right now, I guess, right?
I know.
Oh, okay.
Um. Yeah. So this is the summer movie recap. We're gonna do like we're gonna try to do our 10 best summer films of 2019. Good luck with that because I don't think I got even 10 right here.
Right.
Um, the honorable, there's some movies that I want to mention, but they weren't that great. Um, Animal Creation, I don't even remember what happened in that film. All I remember is the Warren family wasn't there. Like, um, two, the husband and the wife from Conjuring, they wasn't in that. They only had like a small scene in the beginning, and then like they came back at like the end. Thought it was whack. Men in Black International was okay. I
Oh,
don't really want to see another sequel with
trash.
Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson. Didn't care for it. I think Will Smith and Tommy Lee Jones had better chemistry together. Um, Ma was okay. It wasn't great.
Ma was okay.
It was. I mean, I thought it was okay. It wasn't. It
Oh, okay.
wasn't great.
All right, all
You know what I
right.
mean? That's why I'm only mentioning it. You know what I'm saying? And they kept promoting this film like it was a great film. You know, I understand the story. You know, she was teased a lot when she was in school, and she wanted revenge on students that used to make fun of her. It was like a Black Carrie type of film,
Yeah.
but it wasn't as creepy as Carrie. Though, you know what I'm saying? Like Carrie was more scarier. I didn't care for it. Blackburn, the whole idea of like Superboy being evil, and I didn't really care for that film.
What's it called? Blackburn?
Uh, that's really the one. What's the other one? John Wick 3. Did not like that one. I didn't like the story. I think the Holly Berry character was misused in that film, and they only put her in there to be another big name on screen character with Reeves. But I like the first two John Wicks. I didn't care for part one. My number 10, Murder Mystery. That was actually on Netflix with Jennifer Aniston and Adam Sandler. I mean, Adam Sandler, and it was like a comedy action film, and they both were married, and they went to like Europe for like a vacation, and then they both witnessed a murder on a boat. Thought it was funny, I always like Adam Sandler films from Happy Gilmore and all those other films he's done. Um, but yeah, that was a cool film. Man. It's kind of hard to believe Jennifer Aniston being married to Adam Sandler,
Right.
but she was funny as well. I don't really think comedy is her thing though, but she keeps doing these comedy films.
Mm-hmm.
But that was cool. What was your number? Do you have do you have a list? Do you have like at least 10?
Yeah, I think I have close to 10. Like, with my list, I've seen, like, I think close to, like, 10 movies. So I'm just going to give, like, my thoughts. So it's not, like, the best of. But I am going to reveal, like, my favorite movie through the list, you know?
Okay.
Alright, so I guess the first movie, technically it debuted, like, before May, but I still count it as a summer movie. The Trap, we know, with T.I. and Mike Epps.
Right. I heard about that.
Yeah, okay, man, this, believe it or not, I actually thought this movie was actually pretty funny and stuff, you
Right.
know. Cause I'm not like the biggest Mike Epps fan.
Mm-hmm.
He's good, but he plays like the same role in a lot of the movies. Besides
Right.
Sparkle, he killed it in Sparkle though.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, the movie's about this man returning home to Atlanta. Because like his mom owned his restaurant, but I think she was sick. And the mom is played by Loretta Devine, who's always sick in every movie that she's in. I really, Loretta Devine is always sick in every movie that she's in and shit. It's like,
Facts.
damn. It's like when Tay Diggs getting his ass beat, Loretta Devine is getting sick. So, but yeah, Queen Latifah plays a nurse. Loki, she was looking kind of good in that nurse uniform and shit. I was like, okay. But yeah, Tiana Taylor was probably like the best part of the whole movie because she was funny as hell and stuff like that. But yeah, very funny comedy. I like The Trap. I have another Netflix movie which I'll save.
I Alright. Number nine for me was The Long Shot with Seth Rogen and Charlize Theron. I thought it was like a nice another funny comedy. With kind of hard to see Charlize with Seth, but um that was a cool movie. You know, she played the president, and he came in. He was like, I forgot what was his like his title, but he came in on like her staff and started to help out, and then they started like liking each other. That was a funny comedy. Number eight, Batman Hush. That's the animated film.
Okay.
That was a good film. We had this film that knew everything about Batman and his enemies and stuff, and it was a good story, good animation. I enjoyed that film.
Okay.
He was also Batman was also dating Catwoman as well. So him and Catwoman was a couple. Number seven for me, Ready or Not. Starring Samara Weaving and Adam Brody, and that was a cool film. It was another Get Out type of film. Where this girl getting married to this guy, and before he got married, he took her to the family's house so that the family couldn't get to know her. And then she like they've always been planning like killing off like what I want to say, like killing off like anybody that gets married in the family. They gotta go through like a little one night of trying to stay alive from the family. The family trying to kill him, and she found out about it, and she was like, she had to stay alive from midnight till dawn, and then if she stays alive, then she's part of the family. If she gets killed before dawn, then that's it, and engagement's over. So she had to survive basically for like the whole night, trying to stay alive from her fiance's family. That was a cool film. I enjoyed that.
Okay.
What are your other favorites?
All right. I got two more Netflix movies that I'm going to list. This next one is going to come as a surprise, but as a child, I grew up with this cartoon, and I was so hyped when the original creator came back, and that's Rocko's Modern Life, The Static Cling.
Okay.
Oh man, very dope. All the voice actors came back and shit like that. The original writers, because what ended up happening was I think Rocko and his friends got stuck in space or some shit, like during like most like the 2000s up until 2019, and because they're stuck in the 90s, and when they came back, they have to get used to the whole world around them and shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So very unique premise because it kind of reflects on how we always be saying people be stuck in the 90s and we got to get used to like the whole world around us. I felt like it was like a metaphor for like the Nickelodeon audience of today and the Nickelodeon audience of like the past and shit like that. And I just liked how it respected its roots so much, and you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I didn't see the Invader Zim special yet, but I got to. But and the next one,
I never watched the Rocko's Life.
Man, like if you can, I think all the episodes on DVD and shit. So if you find a DVD set,
on streaming, it's on like Fire Stream.
Yeah, man, I gotta get the whole collection because that's like my favorite Nicktoon next to Hey Arnold and Ren and Stimpy, man. Like back when Nickelodeon was the shit. Then my final Netflix movie that I've seen is the Marlon Wayans movie Sextuplets.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, now this is a typical Marlon Wayans comedy because if you guys are familiar with Marlon Wayans, you know that he's silly, over the top, whatnot. So he plays this guy who's about to be a father and shit like that, and he wants to know his siblings, and he just found out that he's a sextuplet. So every member in his family is played by Marlon Wayans, in the sextuplet is played by Marlon Wayans and shit. So it's kind of like Eddie Murphy-esque kind of ordeal. Some of the humor in this movie,
like a Nutty Professor.
yeah, Like it was cool, but I just felt like some of the humor was a bit too juvenile at times and shit. Um, but at the same time, it's Marlon Wayans, so you expect that from Marlon that time. So, but I'll still recommend it. You know what I'm saying? You know,
Right,
it's not as good as Naked, but even though Naked had its flaws too. But
right.
yeah,
I can't remember the last Marlon Wayans movie I've seen. Probably White Flame,
probably which one?
White Chicks.
Oh God, I hate that movie.
It's been a long time. Got it. Like they've done a lot of like garbage over the years. So. No, I'm lying. The last one I seen was what was the one where he played the little baby in the stroller?
Little Man, Little Man.
I saw that. That's the last one I saw. I saw that on bootleg though.
Yeah, I actually like Little Man. To be, a lot of people did not like
Yeah,
that movie, but
yeah, that was cool.
yeah, any movie with John
Um,
Witherspoon is always funny to me. Very underrated, man. Like he should get the same respect that Morgan Freeman, Samuel
yeah.
Jackson gets, but we know that's not gonna happen.
And speaking of Samuel L. Jackson, I got a gripe I have with him. I'm going to say that to last.
Oh shit.
Um, that's it.
Yeah, those are my next two and shit.
Pokemon Detective Pikachu. This was a surprising film because when I went to see I think it was Captain Marvel. They showed the trailer for that on opening night, and I looked at it. I haven't watched Pokemon since the 2000s, and I was a big fan of the show and the animated films. And when I saw this film, I'm like, yo, this film is actually good. This was the surprise movie on my list because I didn't think I was gonna like it that much. And it was a good story. I know there's a story centered around Yalte, and he's like sort of like the villain, but he's working underneath. He's working for somebody, and he's kind of like trapped. So it's like he's painted as the villain in the film, but he's not really the villain.
Right.
And Justice Smith, he would, everybody knows him from the Get Down, the Netflix show that used to be on. He's in it. He plays the son of a detective. His father's a detective. He got murdered, and he's basically trying to find out what happened. Like who murdered his father. And
Murder.
Ken Waterby plays the detective at the police force that worked with his father. So he's working alongside, Ken Waterby. He was in that film with what was it? What's that film? The name was I forgot the name of the film with him and Tom Cruise. Um, with like a Last Samurai, I think it was called. He was in that. He was also was in this summer's Godzilla King of Monsters. But he's basically the detective that used to work with Justice Smith's character on Pops, and they both work alongside to find out who murdered his pops. Ryan Reynolds played Pikachu. He's the voice of Pikachu. I thought Pikachu was hilarious. Like it reminded me of like Ted a little bit, like the stuff he was saying
Yeah.
in Pokemon movie reminded me of Ted. But I thought it was a good film. I think and there was many different Pokemon cameos in the film. They had J.P. Park, they had Charizard. There was a nice mix of like different Pokemons. It was a good story. I like the CGI for the Pokemon. It didn't look like cheesy, like like a lot of the CGI for like Alvin and Chipmunks and
Right.
the Smurfs is cheesy, but the Pokemon CGI looked like on point. They look exactly how they supposed to look like in the cartoon, and I thought it was a very good film. I'm really curious to see if they're gonna do a sequel to it. I thought it was that's how much I like the film. Um,
Murder in
Number
Pokemon.
five. Now this movie I thought would have been number one for me because I've waited all summer to see the film, and it disappointed me at times.
Mm-hmm.
It Chapter Two. I thought it was a decent sequel, and but I just felt like it was number one. It was way too long, and that's a lot. That's saying a lot because I've seen a lot of like 2.5 hour, 3 hour films like Batman versus Superman. I went the day after it came out. I was like almost 3 hours long. You already know about how Warner Brothers chopped that film in half, and it was originally a 4 hour film and went down to like 2.5 hours. I just felt like this sequel was just too long, they focus too much on, this is like, this takes place like 27, 28 years later after, after the first incident with Pennywise. So that's how basically how it was in the TV series. And it stars Jessica Chastain and Jenny McElroy. They're basically grown up now. But I felt like they brought back the younger cast, and they focused too much on the flashback scene with the younger cast than the adults, and
Right.
that's what ruined the film for me. And they left a lot of stuff out of the book. Like, I know there's a like the whole they did a little. They didn't really do a full backstory on Pennywise. I guess they're saving that for the next one. I don't know. But like in the book, it was like the actual story of how Pennywise came to Earth. He's basically an alien, comes to Earth, and he took the shape of a clown, the look of a clown. And there's something else, that something with a turtle. There's like a turtle involved in the book, that they had an Easter egg of the turtle in the film, but they didn't like explain the significance of the turtle in the film. And there's another controversial part in the book where the girl, for her name, the girl that Jessica Chastain plays when she's an adult in the book, they had like she basically had a sex orgy with the kids, with the boys, to calm them down. I'm serious. This is in the book. Like, if anybody that like read the Stephen King book, there's a sex orgy that she has with the boys
Yo, Stephen
to
King said
to
something.
calm their nerves down or whatever. I didn't read the book yet, but I've heard like different things about the book. So of course, they left it out of the film, but I just felt like like for the Losers Club, they just focused too much on the flashback scenes with the kids and not enough on the adults. And I still think the first part was better, but that was a disappointment. This is the only disappointment on my list as far as like the films that I was waiting to see. Because I felt like it should have been better than it was, and it made a lot of money because people were already hyped for it. You know what I'm saying? But I felt like the first part was better. Um, Scary movies to tell. That was another surprising film to me. And it's based on the book, and I read the book. It's basically about like a bunch of kids that they found a book with scary stories in it, and most of the scary stories actually come to life in the book. It was produced by Guillermo del Toro. He's responsible for like Blade and Crimson Peak and other horror stories like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's starring Margaret Qualley, Michael Garza, Austin Zajor, Austin Abrams, Natalie Gonson, and Gabriel Rush, Dean Norris. But I thought it was a fun. It was basically like a horror version of Stranger Things, just without the aliens. But I feel like the cast of kids were funny. It was entertaining. It did lag at times with like there's certain scenes that it did get a little bit boring at times. So I was getting some action, but once they realized that the actual stories from the book were kind of like it, like that's when the movie picked up. Like it had like a nice mix of like both horror and like suspense and comedy. And I thought it was a good film. I definitely enjoyed it. I would like to see them do another one,
Mm-hmm.
but that was a good film.
Okay, cool, cool. Now, before I go on, so there's actually murder in Pokemon.
What you mean?
Detective Pikachu. You talking about there was a murder in the detective and shit?
Yes. Well, they didn't show the murder. This is basically like
Oh,
I don't know how far along, like how long the murder could, like I know like it starts with the son trying to find out how his dad got murdered. But they don't show the murder actually, but it has something to do with a Pokemon. But like I said, like Meowth, he's like the villain, but he's not really the villain. He's like working under somebody
right.
because he's basically kind of like, well, if you don't do this for me, then I'll kill you. So he's basically working underneath like a bigger like a real boss, but like the boss sends out his plans to Meowth, and Meowth has to basically set them in motion. But Yeah, this is like years later where like the Justice Smith's character, I forgot the name of him, but his character is in college and like he basically has a suspicion that his father was murdered, and Ken Waterby's character is the detective that worked alongside his pops. So he's basically he knows something, but he doesn't want to tell the son like what's actually going on, or they have like a suspicion. So he basically like the son has a nose for being a detective. So he basically goes out on his own with Pikachu to find out exactly who killed the pop. So that's why we get the whole Detective Pikachu, because Pikachu, I think Pikachu knew his pops or whatever,
Right.
and the son didn't know all this. So he didn't know that Pikachu could talk and all this, and then like the minute him and Pikachu finally meet and Pikachu like talks, he's like taken aback, like he's like surprised by like you can talk. You know what I mean? Because in the cartoon, Pikachu didn't say shit. Like he just said Pika Pika. You know what I mean?
Right.
So he didn't say nothing. But like when he actually he's actually talking in the film. So that's why it was like crazy to me. Like Pikachu didn't even talk in the cartoon.
Right. Okay. I just had to clear that up though, but yeah, man.
Nah.
All right. So my number 4 movie on my list is, ironically, is Mom.
Okay.
So when I saw the trailer of this movie, I was actually like, damn, Octavia Spencer is actually doing a horror movie. Because, she's always known to doing, like, either, like, people know her mostly, like, from The Help and all that shit. Like, she's always, like, yeah, I like that movie, The Help, yeah. Um, so, yeah, the movie is basically about these teenagers who, they're horny, they want to get drunk, get high, all that shit. So, I think they make this black lady named Ma. She calls herself Ma and shit. And she also takes a liking to teenagers and shit. But she had like a certain weird vibe about her, basically. Turns out that years ago, I think like she was friends with their parents and something like that.
Right.
And the parents did like a prank on her.
Right.
Now, acting wise, I feel like Octavia Spencer definitely did a thing with this movie and whatnot. I liked the movie, I liked it. But a few things I do have to nitpick, and it's like the revelation of what they actually did to her was kind of like anticlimactic in a way. But that was just the only thing I really didn't dislike the movie. The ending was weird as fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah, she tried to fucking noodle the motherfucker and shit, and man. Then all I say is like, all I'm just gonna say about the ending, no spoilers, is like till death do us part. That's all I'm gonna say.
Right.
But definitely, it's not like the scariest horror movie, but it definitely did its thing.
Like I look at it more with like a thriller.
A thriller? Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Like horror. I grew up on horror. Like when you say horror, like I grew up on like Dracula and the Wolfman, Frankenstein, Freddy, Jason. So when people say horror nowadays, it's like it's movies like Get Out or Don't Breathe that they or they put in a horror genre. And I look at those things like they're more thriller than horror. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like that was a dope film. But I look at it like it was a thriller more than a horror. Like you know, like there wasn't no monsters and demons in that thing.
Respect.
You know what I'm saying? But everybody has their own interpretation of horror, so
Right. True. So that was number 4. Number 5 is Rocket Man.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, this is the Elton John biopic.
Yeah.
Very dope movie. Now, technically, it's a biopic, but it's a musical fantasy. Like, and they basically just break out into Elton John songs and stuff like that. Usually, I'm not too big on musicals like that, but with this one, they definitely did it right. The dude that played Elton John, what's his name? Taron Egerton. He definitely did his thing with Elton. The dude that played Bernie Taupin and shit. What's his name? I'm looking it up. Jamie Bell was dope. Yeah, a lot of things I didn't know about Elton John and stuff. A lot of things I did not know about Elton John was.
That's why they said it's a biopic.
Right. Right, right. And it's kind of crazy too because I felt like with this movie, like it was a bit too flashy. But if you know who Elton John is, you'll just appreciate it more in a way.
Exactly.
And what else? What else? What else? This movie also made history because it was like the first major film studio to have like a gay male sex scene and shit.
Oh wow.
So a non-specialty major film studio. Excuse me, but yeah, definitely a dope movie. Rocket Man, better than I thought it was gonna be.
True. Um, that's it.
Yeah, those are my two.
My last three, Godzilla, King of Monsters. Thought it was a good film. Starring Millie Bobby Brown from Stranger Things. She played 11 in Stranger Things,
Right.
and Vera Farmiga. She played the wife of in The Conjuring with the husband, the Warren family. And Kyle Chandler's in there. He plays the husband of a character, and they lose. The couple is separated. They lost the son. They don't really say how they lost the son, but I think they lost the son during the first Godzilla film, like the one before this one,
Mm-hmm.
and they basically split up, and the daughter is living with the mom, and she's also trapped in a situation that she doesn't want to be in, where she's working underneath somebody else. The villain that's in the film is actually if you saw the Golden Child, he played Brother Newsy, the Russian cat. I forgot his name, but he plays the villain in this film. He still looks like Brother Newsy in 2019 as well. Um, and he's basically like they're set out to get like all the monsters around the world. So apparently Godzilla and King Kong are not the only monsters. So they're out to get Ghidorah and in uh in uh Monster Zero and all these other Titans. Well, they call them the Titans, but all basically all of the enemies that Godzilla fought over the past decades. They're out to find them and get them for them to do harm on the planet. And Cal Chandler's character, he's basically working like a government agency where they're out to stop Godzilla, but they don't know that. Well, his ex-wife is trying to convince him that these titans of the world, they're out to do the world good and harm. And I thought it was a good, like, to see like Godzilla against Monster Zero and King Ghidorah and all these other monsters. It's like 17 different monsters, but they don't all fight Godzilla. You know, this movie is supposed to set up. Next year they're coming out with Godzilla versus King Kong. So it was supposed to set up Godzilla versus King Kong, and it does. But like they waited for like the end credits to actually set that up between how King Kong and Godzilla gonna square off. But I thought they should have did that between the film. But I thought it was a good thing. Special effects were dope. They kind of made Godzilla kind of pussified in the film though.
Oh God.
He gets like fucked up by Monster Zero, then he goes back to he retreats back to his lair, and apparently they go to his lair, they know that he has like he goes back there to like recharge, and then he comes back, and then he's like a what do you call it, like a I don't know. It was just different, but it was good. But it was like I think they kind of made Godzilla kind of soft in this film compared to like the last one. But I thought it was a decent film because they made him like nuclear. That's what happened. Like at the end of the film, like he came back as like nuclear Godzilla, but I was like, come on, but I thought it was a decent film, and it was good. It's not one of the best Godzilla films I've seen. I still prefer the '97 Godzilla film with Matthew Broderick. I thought that's one of my favorite Godzilla films. But this Godzilla film was it made a lot of money. I'm more interested in seeing Godzilla versus King Kong and seeing how they can actually square off next year. So that's look out for that. That's coming next summer. Um, Hobbs and Shaw. I didn't see this film at all until last night because I when it first came out I was like, I'm so done with Fast and Furious already. And surprisingly, like watching this film, it doesn't feel like a Fast and Furious film. It felt like a standalone film that they can make a new franchise off of once that whole Fast and Furious franchise is done. I believe they're coming out with part 9 next year.
Right.
There's still beef with Tyrese and The Rock for what why I have no idea, but there's still ongoing beef with them.
Man, fuck them bald ass
And
niggas and shit, yo.
uh,
Fuck them bald ass niggas, man. They're both pussies and shit,
with
man.
and I can see why Tyrese is made a lot of money, made like 785 million at the box office, still making money. It was a good film. It was. There is chemistry with The Rock and Jason Statham. Idris Elba played the villain and he was great.
Idris Elba.
Vanessa Kirby played um um Shaw's sister, and they had like a little there was like a little backstory with Shaw turning against his sister and his family. And I thought the movie was good, like a good story. Um, the only stunt that they did towards the end of the movie with the pickup trucks and the helicopter, that part reminded me of Fast and Furious because like I'm like especially like when they were like speeding up in like the customized truck and they turned on like the turbo boosters. That part reminded me of like Fast and Furious Part 1, when they were racing, they would turn on the NOS. That part reminded me of Fast and Furious, but everything else, it didn't feel like a Fast and Furious film. It felt like a standalone film, and they're probably gonna make a sequel because they left it open. But I thought it was a good film. I definitely think with The Rock and Jason Statham, and Idris Elba were like the stars of the film. And I prefer them. I prefer the Hobbs and Shaw going at it as enemies, but them teaming up, it was cool. I definitely liked the film. It was dope, and I'm surprised it's that high on my list. Number one is no surprise. Avengers Endgame. Love the film. I went opening night, and I've never seen grown men cry in a movie theater. There were grown men behind me crying.
Oh
When
Jesus.
and if anybody didn't see, I'm spoiling it. Tony Stark dies in the film. So there you go. Iron Man is dead. When he died, there were grown men in back of me crying. There were grown men in front of me crying. Never seen that in any movie theater. And this is for a superhero film at that. Not even for no dramatic film. Everybody did their thing. Robert Downey Jr., Chris Evans, Scarlett Johansson, Josh Brolin as Thanos. I like that fight scene with Thanos and Thor and Captain America and Iron Man. That was like a dope ass fight scene. The one problem I had with Thor, like they made Thor fat. I didn't like that in the movie. I mean, I get it. Like it was like 5 years later, after like the first initial meeting with Thor and with Thanos, and they have to like go back in time and try to reset shit in the timeline to get everybody back. But making Thor fat, I just didn't understand. I'm like, come on, everybody else is still look the same, but you bring back Thor, you got like a fucking gut. So I didn't understand that. And it talked about them bringing back Fat Thor for Guardians of the Galaxy Part 3. I'm like, I don't want to see that.
Damn.
But everything else was good. It was an emotional film at times. I thought it was the comic relief with Ant-Man, your Paul Rudd and the Hulk. That was great. I thought it was a great film. I can see why they did all the money they did. Lots of action. I just felt like it was good. Like I'm interested in seeing what Marvel is going to do next. I've always been a fan of Marvel comics and their movies and shows. So they killed off Black Widow as well, but she is having her own movie out next summer. It's gonna take place between I think before Infinity War happens. So it's gonna take place either before Infinity War or between Infinity War. So she is still alive within the well, she's not alive in the timeline the way that it's set. She's dead, but her own story is going to be set before the events of Endgame, and I believe it's between Infinity War or before Infinity War. But yeah, she also died in it. But it was a great film. I definitely think that was like the best, blockbuster of the summer, and it's really no surprise because Marvel always makes big films.
Yeah, that Avengers movie, everybody was on that shit for a while.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, that was dope.
Also, I just a big grandpa with Samuel Jackson.
Oh shit.
With Captain Marvel, Captain Marvel didn't come out this summer. That came out like in March. Captain Marvel was a great film.
Mm-hmm.
The problem I have with that is I don't. Brie Larson is a good actor. I don't feel like she should have took I don't feel like she should have played sidekick to Nick Fury. I feel like they Marvel threw Nick Fury in there because maybe they didn't believe that Brie Larson being new to the MCU universe that she couldn't carry the movie by herself as the main character. And I felt like that's the main reason why they threw in Samuel Jackson to play Nick Fury alongside her. Even though she was a part of Agents of Shield. It's like a it's an early in the storyline. It's an early it takes place early in the timeline, like when Agents of Shield was starting. But I just feel like there was too much on time with Samuel Jackson on it, and it's not a Nick Fury movie. It's Captain Marvel, but she got too much screen time. And that's what they did. That's why I love Spider-Man, Homecoming from off the list because there was too much Samuel Jackson in that movie as well. And I'm like, yo, is this a Spider-Man film or is this a Nick Fury film? I mean, if that's the case, then Marvel needs to make, give Nick Fury his own film where you can see how he started Agents of Shield and started the Avengers. I don't feel like they need to be throwing in Nick Fury and everybody else's film and then taking over the screen time. So that's why I love Spider-Man off the list. I didn't like Spider-Man Homecoming. I thought Jake Gyllenhaal character as Mysterio wasn't good. I didn't like him as Mysterio. And I didn't like the fact that Nick Fury got a lot of screen time with Spider-Man as well. So like in the Avengers Endgame, the only time you see him is at the end with Tony Stark's funeral. That's the only part in the movie I've seen him. And that's how it should be. It shouldn't be he's taking over these other main character films. And I hope they don't do that with Black Widow. I hope when that drops next year, it goes to a lot of Nick Fury because Black Widow was a part of Agents of Shield. So I expect to see him in there at some point, but I hope it's not with like a lot of screen time or whatever. And I don't want to see him, come into the other films that they got planned. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully, if anything, he bitched and complained about how he wasn't in Black Panther. Why didn't he go in the Black Panther film? You know what I'm saying? Like that was the one dude you could have thrown in the Black Panther film. He wasn't in that film, but y'all throw him in the Captain Marvel film for the whole movie. And then y'all throw him in Spider-Man Homecoming. So hopefully, when Black Widow come out, we're gonna get to see a lot of them. But I don't want to see Nick Fury and everybody else. Like if that's the case, make a Nick Fury film for himself. I don't care to see his character with everybody else. That's the one gripe I had about Spider-Man.
Right.
Spider-Man. But actually two gripes. But I didn't make the list because I didn't like the film. I thought the first one was better. But that's my Samuel L. Jackson rant. So that's basically my whole list.
Alright. Yeah, okay, I have about a couple more left to do, so I'll just run by these. Speaking of Samuel Jackson, I had to put Shaft up here. Now, I was like, out of all the reboots, sequels, y'all had to pick Shaft. Now, it wasn't technically like a reboot, it was like more like a sequel to the 2001. Then when I saw the trailer, I saw Samuel Jackson, what's the old boy's name? Jesse T. Yeah, Jesse T. Usher and Richard Roundtree. I was like, oh, get the fuck out of here! They got all the niggas up here. Oh, so I was like, okay, now y'all got my attention, and this is probably like the most politically incorrect movie of. Well, the second most politically incorrect movie of the year, man. Action, it had heart, like it was reintroducing Shaft to another generation and shit, but it still respected its roots. Oh, and Regina Hall, shout out to her, did a thing in that movie too.
That didn't make my list. That was decent for me. That was a good one.
Yes, very surprising movie.
Yeah.
Yeah, and one thing for sure, man, like I definitely gotta peep that Superfly reboot because I heard some good things about that too, but it's just like, but if they try to reboot Foxy Brown, it's going down. Y'all can't reboot
I didn't like the reboot. I saw the reboot on cable, but I didn't like it. I thought they tried to make it, like you said, like they introduced it into like a new generation, but it's like with trap music. I didn't like that soundscape for Superfly. It just don't go together. You know what I mean?
You mean the Superfly?
Yeah.
See, that's the thing.
With the trap music.
Yeah.
Like
ruined it, man.
You can't do Superfly with trap music. You know what I'm saying? Like I just didn't like the whole soundtrack for it though.
Like
I didn't care for the really people. I still love the original one.
Let me show you something, bro.
Yeah.
These niggas about to make me pull out my shit. This album right here redefined the movie. It made the fucking movie.
Oh yeah.
Like you would just this is like in my opinion the first gangster album in my opinion. Not gangster rap, gangster.
Yeah.
Like fucking Eddie, you should have known better. Freddie's Dead, like it was a soundtrack, man. Like fucking Future. I heard the soundtrack, man. That shit was trash.
Yeah. It's not good. And them just trying to like that's the problem I have with these reboots. It's like if you're gonna do like these blaxploitation films over, you gotta leave the music the same. You can't try to reintroduce it to the young generation and then you're gonna put Future on there and Rick Ross.
Right.
I didn't like it. I didn't like the reboot at all.
Right, but I'm gonna see it for myself, and I'll let you know because
and he doesn't embody the guy playing Superfly. Doesn't embody.
Don't even get me started on that nigga.
I mean, that's just me.
That's that nigga from fucking Grownish and shit.
Yeah.
Like if they wanted to pick a motherfucking nigga, I would have picked. This might be me personally.
Right.
Probably some nigga like Michael Ealy. He can probably. He has the potential for that kind of role. Nigga already plays all them crazy ass movies and shit.
Exactly.
For if y'all. But that's my. I have a bigger rant to accomplish at this moment because the next movie on my list is Toy Story 4.
Oh Lord.
This was the most disappointing movie on the list. Let me tell you something. I was worried when Toy Story 3 was about to come out. But that was a masterpiece. This movie's trash. So basically, Woody misses Bo Peep or what Bo Peep, whatever her name is, and he meets this friend named Forky. Forky, cause Forky was like a little toy that the owner made or some shit, and this stupid ass Fork sees himself as trash and wants to be in the trash, and Woody wants to go save him. He ends up seeing Bo Peep as they stop in this carnival. And what pissed me off, a lot of things pissed me off about this movie. All these new characters coming and shit. Like, you barely see Buzz, you barely see him, Sleeky Dog. All my Toy Story fans, you barely even see Jesse and Bullwinkle. All my Toy Story fans should know about this. And then, at the end of the movie, Woody leaves all the toys behind and goes stays with Bo Peep. Cause he says, "Oh, I feel like a free toy now." If he felt like a free toy, if that's the ending y'all wanted to get, then y'all should have just ended off with Toy Story 2. Like this whole movie, it didn't feel like a Toy Story. It just felt like a Woody and Bo Peep movie. If they would have just branded it out like that, I would have respected it more. Like, where was Flicky Dog? Where was him? Where was Buzz Lightyear? Where was all these motherfuckers and shit? And Bo Peep didn't even want to be saved. That's why J. Cole said, "Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. Don't save her." Like, get the fuck out of here. This whole movie was just trash. Whole fucking trash, man. Like, it made the Godfather trilogy a much well-suited trilogy than this.
Right.
Cause if they would have just ended up with Toy Story 3, it would have been like the best animated trilogy of all time, man. Like, fuck. This movie gets an F. I don't know what the critics saw in this movie. I don't know what the critics saw, but it gets an F for me, man. This is...
I never saw none of them, so...
Just stick to the first 3. Man, I was disappointed. And I saw that movie last week.
Right.
Now, speaking of another Disney movie, The Lion King.
Oh, boy.
Now, this one was actually good, but it two major flaws. So, let me start with good. It was nice that James Earl Jones was Mufasa. I definitely felt like a lot of the voice acting was pretty good. Well, most of the voice acting was pretty good. I definitely felt like, what the movie did, it respected what it did with the movie without changing a lot of shit. But two major things I have to say. For one, you seen the original Lion King, right?
Yes.
You remember that song "Be Prepared," right?
No. I saw that.
Oh, well, Scar had this classic song called "Be Prepared," a villain song. They fucking shortened it in the movie. In this reboot, they shortened it to like 20 seconds. He's like, "Be prepared! Be prepared! Be prepared!" Like, that's it. Like, and then they fucking ruined like the message. Like when Rafiki hit Simba over the head, saying the past is the past. They didn't have that shit in the movie. They didn't have that fucking shit in the movie. But they damn well made sure that Beyonce has some fucking extra lines for Nyla, because I never remember Nyla talking that much in the animated movie. They made fucking Nyla a goddamn feminist in the movie. Like, yeah, man.
That was probably in her contract. Right? I need to have more line.
For real. And I have no issue with that. Like, I don't have no issue with Beyonce as much as other people, but don't just cut the fucking art of the movie and then Nala was all like, "Lions, are you with me?" I'm like, yeah, this is definitely Beyonce. I bet you Beyonce ad-libbed that shit too. But I actually like this reboot. It wasn't the best reboot.
That was right.
But for nostalgic reasons, I liked it. It was pretty good.
Right.
I have a couple more to go
through. What about Childish Gambino? Was it good?
Oh yeah, Childish was dope as Simba.
It was good.
Yeah, I liked him as Simba. Seth Rogen was dope on the movie. Oh yeah, the dude who played Scar sucked.
Oh lord.
Yeah, the dude who played Scar sucked, in my opinion. But yeah, man, that's all I have to say about the Lion King. Now I hear they're gonna reboot Lady and the Tramp. Oh Jesus. All right, let me see. I got a couple more movies I have to say. Yeah, my favorite movie, Good Boys.
I heard about that.
Yeah, this was my favorite summer movie and shit.
Okay.
Like, yeah, it's about like these 3 boys and shit like that who, they're experiencing puberty and growing up and shit. It's fucking vulgar. It's funny, satirical. Yeah, man. The boys, the kid actors like Jacob Tremblay, Keith Williams, Brandy Noon did their thing and shit. Lil Rel is actually in this movie too. Rel is actually in this movie.
Funny comedian.
You said funny?
Yeah.
Yeah, man. I definitely liked him. I got into him with the Carmichael Show, an unfairly canceled show in my opinion, but
right.
Yeah. But yeah, Good Boys, man. It's just about how these boys are entering 6th grade and shit, and it's like they have like a lot of these ambitions and stuff like that. Max wants to be popular. Lucas is going through like his parents' divorce, and Thor, he wants to sing and shit like that. And imagine like South Park in the real life like this. This is kind of shit that imagine South Park like it. Like the funniest scene in this movie was when Max, he steals like his father. You know that little gadget where it's like a little drone or some shit like that? He steals it and he tries to return it back, but he tears the whole fucking house apart. And his dad, he's like one of the white dads and shit like that, and he's trying to punish his son. he's trying to punish the son and shit like that, and he's like, "I love you, but I just don't like you right now." But yeah, it's a very dope movie, man. Like, and considering how this summer has been kind of mediocre with movies, it was kind of nice having like a very politically incorrect movie like this shit right here. And yeah, that's all the movies I've seen. That's my list right here too.
That's it.
That's it.
Oh wow.
Yeah, I wanted to see.
Hopefully the fall season will be better than the coming one.
Yeah, I know that they're gonna release a Harriet Tubman movie next week, so I'm kind of tired of all these slave movies.
Yeah, that looks interesting.
You said what?
I saw the movie poster for that.
Yeah, it looks interesting, but I'm kind of tired of slave movies because I want movies to be more about like African royalty and stuff. And it pissed me off how the media Hollywood wants to capitalize on slavery just to win a fucking Oscar and shit like that.
Right.
And like you don't see a lot of Holocaust movies in the fucking wintertime and shit. Like, nope. Like if y'all want to do a movie capitalizing on our history, do like African royalty. Do like some shit on Medgar Evans or some shit. Like, how many fucking slave movies can y'all come up with your ass with? You know?
Exactly. That seems to be like the only type of portrayal that African American actors get recognized for at the Oscars, like
Right.
The Butler or Glory or so one of those type of slave films where it's like, come on, like there's more to us than just playing a thug or playing a slave.
Exactly. And it's crazy too. It's crazy too because I remember when 12 Years a Slave came out. That's when everybody just went slave crazy. Like they try to bring back Roots. WGN had Underground, that show Underground.
Yeah.
People were trying to dress up as slaves for Halloween. Kanye West was trying to capitalize on it with his fashion line. Everybody just went slave crazy.
He's still doing it. He's talking about it. He's no longer slave.
Well, he needs to just go back to college. That's what I'm saying. He needs to go back to college and just go back to have his late registration and whatnot. You know, I'm tired of Kanye. Jesus is king my ass. Shit. But yeah, this was definitely a dope list.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I want to do more like this. I'm a big movie there, so I'm definitely gonna plan on discussing more movies. Like at the end of the year, we do like the top 10 Netflix films of the 2019.
Okay, we can most likely do some shit like that, but like I have to see that Dolomite movie that came out tonight.
Yeah, I gotta see that.
Yeah, because I was still thinking about doing I was thinking about doing like a top 10 Eddie Murphy movies, so that I can like lead that into like the stand up album reviews and shit.
That'd be dope. Yeah, I'm done with that.
Alright, but yeah, dope. Oh, by the way, The Doors, Strange Days.
When is that?
Let's try to do that a week after the Tevin Campbell album. So Tevin Campbell is Sunday, so the Sunday after next. So yeah, because I'm ready to talk about that album too. You know.
Oh yeah.
All right, but yeah, this was dope, bro. This was very dope.
Yes. That ain't rap. With the Summer Recap 2019. If y'all want to check out some of these songs, I suggest you do. Some of them you don't have to, but that's just what I think about the summer movies this year. So we out. See y'all later. Thanks a lot.
No problem, bro.
Peace.
Peace.